Alright, this is a trusted process hair tutorial. And what I mean by that is I'm going to go over in detail how I got to where I am. I realized I did a video and I kind of just quickly went over what I do on a daily basis in order to get my hair to be like it is, but it's kind of already like this, and this is just more about the maintenance of it. So I'm going to start and go back to around 2 years ago when I started this whole thing. My hair looked like this. And so I had an idea I wanted to do, eventually end up where I am now. The reason I did it, a lot of people believe it was because of OBJ. In actuality, it was a kid. I was watching Dragon Ball Z, and I wanted to be a Super Saiyan. I wanted to be a Super Saiyan bad. Wanted to have the blonde Super Saiyan hair and just be cool. And I think it'd look awesome, and if you can pull it off, then do it. And so I went down that path, and I slowly started to work towards it, because for me it was a thing of, okay, culture shock, and at the same time just understanding how the hair process works and what to do. I didn't want to kind of just go bald, so I didn't know exactly what I was doing. So one of my friends, I was talking to her about it, and she said she'd help me, and so we went in and we did the first session. She is actually a colorist, so she specializes in this. I didn't do any of this coloring by myself. I didn't get any products and put it in my hair by myself because I'm not a professional. A lot of times when you do it by yourself, it doesn't come out quite looking or feeling the way you want it to. But the process was a slow one. So first thing we did was sit down and we kind of described and talked about what I wanted, where I wanted to end up, and how I was going to do it. And so the first step in it was actually I went kind of reddish, and you can see it here. The top is kind of red, more brownish red. After doing it, I had the South of France haircut, which, if you guys know what the South of France is, looks like this. And it comes back. Now, I've always had a beard. I had a beard before. I had a beard with the South of France. So I kept the beard. The beard is not new. The beard is not different. The South of France put the top on and made the whole top layer kind of reddish brown. And once I did that, I went to visit my barber, and he did this thing called thinning.
Here with the expert himself.
No.
Tell you about the process called thinning. Tell him about thinning, Jeff. Not all barbers can thin. Like that dude over there in the background, he can thin.
Have a great day. You
can't
get me fired. You gotta get me fired on my lunch break, okay?
You get fired. You leaving this Wednesday. You go on this Wednesday. You're like 12. They're gonna fire you on your last day.
Yes, I'm gonna be fired on my last day.
And what thing is, it goes in, kind of clips at your roots, and gets rid of all the bulky hair you have in there. It makes your hair a little bit more thin. And the reason you want that is then your hair can breathe. Then it kind of spreads out. Then it kind of grows different. And the good thing about this is you get that effect. Now, like I said, my hair wasn't super curly. It was always a bit curly, but it wasn't super curly. It wasn't like flowing over and whatnot, because I'd only done the top layer. I hadn't gone real deep. And so, walking to work, people sort of noticed the color. No one really asked too much. Then, after doing that, I took the next step, and I went ahead and went a little bit more brownish, red, deeper, and I went deeper with the effect. So now it was very much noticeable. A lot more recognition from it, a lot more questions, a lot more, oh my god, you OBJ, because now definitely the quote-unquote OBJ effect. And so this is a process for me, and I talked to my colorist about that, and she said, you know, if you do it gradually, your hair becomes more accustomed to it, and as it grows out, it'll grow a little different, a little stronger. I don't know if anything's true, she's telling me. I'm not an expert in this, she's supposed to be. So anyway, long story short, my colorist also knew how to work with my type of hair. You'll want to find a colorist that knows how to work with your type of hair. If you don't, and I'll give you an example of what happens when you don't, coming up. Like I said, I wasn't going for the OBJ effect. Odell Beckham's here, he has actually the South of France effect, where it goes all the way down to the back, so he has kind of like a back mane right here that goes up, and it's blonde, and as you see, I got the fade all the way around. So mine's different. Mine's, I was just trying to go for the Super Saiyan top. So when people always say you got the OBJ hair, I actually, in fact, do not. I got the clean fade all the way around, where his is just more of a South of France with the whole look. And you know, to each his own. Like I said, I wasn't doing it to just be like him. I was doing it for the whole Super Saiyan effect. Going forward, next step in this whole process, what I did was I decided to actually finally go towards the blonde. And I went and saw another colorist, because my friend had exited the game at that time. And after seeing him, it was kind of like, okay, dealing with somebody who's not used to dealing with my type of hair. And he was asking me questions about what my last colorist did. And I'm telling him, like, dude, I'm not an expert on this. I shouldn't have to tell you what my last colorist did. You should know, because I'm coming to you for this. Like, if somebody came to me for tech advice, and I asked him, okay, well, how do you do this? Or how did your last person do this? Being an expert as myself, I should know. But anyway, long story short, it didn't quite get as blonde as I wanted it to, and it kind of looked like this, which isn't bad, but it wasn't anywhere close to what I wanted. I wanted it to be blonde, and I wasn't blonde yet. A couple months later, I found somebody. She worked for a major salon, and she was real good. She dealt with my type of hair before. She knew the texture, what to do, how to get it to where I wanted, and then I went blonde. First time out, I looked like this, and I was mortified stepping out because this is actually blonde now, no ifs, ands, or buts. At the same time, during the process, what you find is that as you go more and more blonde, and maybe it's the way I did it, the fact that I did it as a process, not just going from black to blonde, but going from black to reddish to brownish to goldish to blonde. My hair had become significantly super curly, like super curly. And then on top of that, the thinning, so where my hair grows now, there's more room for it to grow. So when it grows kind of out and off. It doesn't stick up as much. It gives it that cool effect. Oh, okay, kind of frilly, kind of free, kind of do-do-do. And it's got a lot of air and room to breathe. And these strands become very singular, so they can become super long. Like, look how long this is. If you're bunched up, they have a hard time growing and will often grow into each other and become kind of knotted up. But if you thin it out, you won't have that same issue. After I get done, it looks awesome. I'm showing pictures to all my friends and family, and they're like, oh my god, it looks cool, but I'm still sort of mortified to walk in being fully blonde now, to walk outside, and I do it, and the supports, all of that stuff, what I get when I walk out, everything, everyone kind of encouraging and enjoying it and saying that looks cool, that's awesome, oh my god, you're blonde now. It was just kind of relieving to know that, you know, hey, this actually looks good, I'm pulling this off. And I tell everybody, not everybody can pull everything off, but a lot of it has to do with your confidence, your belief in yourself, and then at the end of the day, the fact that you're doing it for you and not anybody else. People like, cut your hair, or ask me about if I cut my hair, and I was like, yeah, when I'm ready, I'll cut my hair. I'm not cutting my hair for anybody else on anybody else's recommendation. When you're doing this, also make sure that you're in the right environment as far as your friends, family, and work goes. I'm not telling you to go out and do this. You're just in a super corporate environment. You know what I'm saying? I do this because I have belief in myself and where I work and what I do, that this is lenient and okay. And so with that being said, I was now looking like this. And since then, I've been back and I've gone blonder, and I'm thinking about adding a little bit more color as far as just beyond blonde goes, seeing how that works and the effects and stuff. Last time I added a little bit of purple in there, and it was kind of a cool effect, but it was a temporary effect. So I might go a little bit more permanent with it next time. 2 out of 3 things I should say when you're doing this is, 1, if you're going to do it, find somebody who's a professional, has worked with your type of hair before, and knows what they're doing. 2, see your barber, your babies, your mans that gives you that fresh cut, and make sure he knows how to properly thin your hair before he goes in and does it. Otherwise, you can end up bald. Proper thinning will help your hair flow. And you'll want to do the thinning either before or right when this takes place. Preferably before, so it's thinned out when you go into the salon. 3, mental attitude. Like, you gotta understand what you're walking into. People are gonna be looking at you a little different, and it's becoming more and more people. I'm seeing it now more and more normal. But when I did it, I was walking around, I was literally one of the only people with it. But now I look around, tons of kids got it. I'm still the only guy around my age that I think is doing this or whatever. It's all in your mentality and how you approach it. Make sure you want to do it for yourself. You're not just doing it for the hype. From then on, you know, just own it. Be yourself. This is what I do. I'm different, and I feel like this is an extension of me now. This is who I am. Like, people say I don't even remember how I looked before this. You know, it's not a problem with me. Like, I know how I looked before this. I know who I am. The hair doesn't make me who I am. It's just a part of me now. So, with all that being said, that was the process I went through in order to get where I am. Actually, soon I'm going to be going back to my colors. I'm going to be doing a video of me when I go in there and the whole process she goes through of kind of going through. If she'll let me, of going through and then going in and kind of just recording her going into my hair and what she does in order to get that color and effect. And it's pretty cool. If you're in Atlanta, she works at the Van Michaels salon in Midtown. Her name's Nefitha. She's top grade colorist in Atlanta. Go see her if you want to get like this. She does all types of hair. She has a lot of experience with it, and every time I see her, she has a different colorway in her hair. So she's bomb, she knows what she's doing. Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for your time. Like, subscribe, and follow me on social media. I'm out. Bye.
I